Problem 11.5a, parts 1, 2, and 3. Well, part 1 says, can you read? Because the first line tells you in the book, on page 524, the common stock is currently selling for $85, and the first question is, what's the market price? So we're going to go out on a limb here and guess $85. Okay? Computation of par values of stock. We always start with preferred and then do common. It's just a convention. So let's take a look here. We have 50,000 shares, or $50,000 worth of cumulative par preferred, and we have 4,000 shares issued and outstanding at 80,000. Well, 4,000 issued and outstanding, and the outstanding is the important part. That means that there's no treasury shares. So all 4,000 shares are outstanding. So let's fill in the par values while we're here. The 4,000 shares, 80,000, no additional paid-in capital. That means that the shares all sold for par. 80,000 divided by 4, that's $20 per share. Then the preferred stock, again, same deal. There's no additional paid-in capital. If there were additional paid-in capital, you'd have to subtract that first to get the amount of paid-in capital and then do the computation. There is no additional paid-in capital in this problem. Makes it much easier. So we have 1,000 shares at $50,000. Therefore, the par value per share was $50. Just as we had $80,000 worth of stock, 4,000 shares, $20 per. So that's part 2, where we had to figure out the values per share. So on the preferred shares, we had $50,000. And for that $50,000, we sold 1,000 shares of stock. Therefore, each share sold for about $50,000 or $50. If one sold for $49, one also had to sell for $51 because it came out to be exactly $50. And we had no additional paid-in capital. The next thing we'll go over is the common. Again, we have $80,000 of paid-in capital from common stock, and for that we sold 4,000 shares. Therefore, each share sold for $20. So that's parts 1 and 2. The next part, it says, suppose there are no dividends in arrears. Dividends in arrears means we don't owe any money to the preferred shareholders. So we simply take out their interest and figure out what the value of the company is to the individual shareholders. So let's take a look at that. We have $280,000. That's the total stockholders' equity minus the preferred. So we're going to subtract the 50,000. The remaining 230,000 belongs to our 4,000 common shareholders. So we have 230,000 of common equity to be divided among 4,000 common shareholders. the book value per share of common stock is $57.50. When we do the next parts, you're going to see how this can change if there's cumulative dividends in arrears. That increases the amount of money we need to set aside for the preferred shareholders. So the market price is given, the par value is pretty straightforward, and the book value with no dividends in arrears. Total equity minus the interest of preferred, equity available to common shareholders, divided by number of common shareholders, book value per common share, $57.50.